Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
The Portland Trailblazers have finally traded Damian Lillard. That is the good news. The bad news for me personally is that it's to the Milwaukee Bucks. And I love the city. I love the fans. They're good people. Great sports town, the whole bit. I just can't stand the cold weather. You understand? And the limited time of the hotel. I'll never get over the fact that a couple of years ago I was at the hotel and their room service stopped at 7 p.m. I'll never get over that. I'll never get over it. But I digress. Here's the particulars of the deal, okay? Lillard goes to Milwaukee as part of a 3-team deal with Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Kamara, and a 2029 unprotected Milwaukee first and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030 to the Blazers. Phoenix lands Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nazir Little, and Keon Johnson, okay? And obviously Damian Lillard is going to Portland. The Blazers remain engaged elsewhere, according to my colleague Adrian Wojnarowski, the ultimate insider these days. According to him, the Blazers remain engaged elsewhere on deals and are expected to immediately engage contending teams on trade talks to move Drew Holiday. This is what sources tell ESPN. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Miami was trying to get their hands on Drew Holiday because they would love to get their hands on him since they didn't get Damian Lillard. Jimmy Butler, star for the Miami Heat, took to Instagram with his reaction. Have a listen to what he had to say here.
Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
I don't blame him. If he's a bit salty, he should be. Jimmy Butler was looking forward to having Damian Lillard. Jimmy Butler in Miami with Damian Lillard, with Bam Adebayo and those boys, legitimately would have an even better chance of coming out of the East and competing for an NBA championship. Not only do they not get Damian Lillard, which is where Damian Lillard wanted to go, but also they end up being seen as an inferior team to the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, who recently acquired Kristaps Porzingis a couple of months ago. So you take all of that into consideration, and that puts the Miami Heat on the outside looking in with an uphill climb. There is no doubt about that. I am disgusted for Damian Lillard because this wasn't his choice. And many, many years earlier, when he could have demanded a trade out of Portland, all right, but never did, when he finally decided to after a decade, they don't give him what he wants. They send him to Miami. Now, let me be very, very clear about something. It is a business. So you can take whatever side you want. It is a business, and the Portland Trailblazers did what was best for themselves. No doubt about that. I understand it. They did what was best for themselves. We get that. All right. And from a basketball perspective, I can't knock them. If you got Drew Holiday and you've got DeAndre Ayton from Phoenix, who's a legit big man, even though his temperament, his that vibe, that fervor to go out there and ball was highly questionable, you're going to have far less problems with Yusuf Nurkic if you're Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker than you had with DeAndre Ayton. No doubt about that. So DeAndre Ayton was going from Phoenix to Portland. This is a brother that's from the Bahamas. Good luck with that. Let's see how much you enjoy that, since you didn't want to really, really go all out because you had attitude with so many different damn people. But that's a subject for another day. What it comes down to with Portland is that Portland did what was best for its franchise. But let it be told, if you are a player and you sign for the money, you could have asked out years earlier. Damian Lillard didn't do that. He got his money, no doubt about that, and staying with the same team enabled him to get his money. But in the end, he didn't get to go where he wanted to land. And I personally thought that the Portland Trailblazers owed him that. But that's just me. They made a good deal for themselves. It's undeniable. And as a result, Damian Lillard ends up in Milwaukee. And in fairness to the Portland Trailblazers, if we're being fair, and I'm going to be fair, it's a perfect situation for Damian Lillard. To be the point guard with that ball in your hands, to have Giannis Antetokounmpo as your teammate, to have Brook Lopez and Bobby Porter and those boys and Chris Middleton, a healthy Chris Middleton, we hope and assume, you can't ask for much better than that. New coach Adrian Griffin, we'll see what he's worth because we know what Budenholzer could do. We don't know what Adrian Griffin could do yet, but it remains to be seen. Bottom line is Damian Lillard wasn't sent to some scrub team. They were on the list, Milwaukee, but that was after it was clear he wasn't going to get what he really wanted, which was to go to Miami. He wasn't going to get what he really, really wanted, which was to go to someplace like Boston. Toronto tried as well. Philly, what can you say? Philly's in a world of trouble. Joel Embiid, keep your eyes open for Joel Embiid. He might demand to be traded after this. He just might demand to be traded. But getting back to Damian Lillard, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics are now tit for tat as to who's the favorite in the Eastern Conference to go to the NBA Finals. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Now, we can sit up there and easily say Milwaukee because you got a closer in Damian Lillard. We don't have to look at Giannis trying to get you to go down. He's going downhill and you got to find a way to guard him. We don't have to worry about Giannis getting to the hole trying to dunk on somebody or get a layup because he damn sure wasn't about to pull up for a jump shot. Oh, no. Now Giannis can get a ball. He can get a ball at Dame time. Dame time. Dame time. And you know what he can do. The brother has sent people home in his career. I love Paul George. He sent them home. I respect the hell out of the future Hall of Famer that is Russell Westbrook. He sent them home. He sent home Dwight Howard. He sent home James Harden. Damian Lillard done sent a few people home, as he was apt to tell us in years past. This brother's something special. Just finished averaging 32 this season. 32. A career 25-point per game scorer. A career 37% shooter from three-point range. If it were not for Steph Curry, there isn't a point guard in this nation that we would be talking about we want more than Damian Lillard. And now you got him to pair him with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I respect the hell out of Drew Holiday. He ain't no damn Damian Lillard. Sorry. Grayson Allen, like him as a young player, feisty as hell. Good riddance. You ain't Damian Lillard. You ain't Damian Lillard. Dame time has come to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And by the way, it ain't that big of an adjustment for him because the weather between Milwaukee and Portland, Oregon ain't that damn different. It's gray skies half the time. He could deal with it. But he wanted South Beach. He wanted Miami. And he didn't get it. And I feel bad for him. I really, really do. But it's a great, great basketball decision by the Milwaukee Bucks to acquire him. It's the perfect fit for him. And in all honesty, he can't really complain. Because when you really, really think about it, what is there to say? I mean, the world is in shock that he ended up in Milwaukee. But if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, this should tell you something. It really should. Because you got to remember something that's very, very important. Okay? Very important. Giannis Antetokounmpo hinted towards leaving. Now, he's got this season coming up and then the following season. And then after that, it's a player option. But the year before a player option arrives is when a player usually demands to be traded if indeed they truly, truly want out. So Giannis, in all likelihood, was entering his last season in Milwaukee. If the Bucks didn't do something to get him the necessary help to legitimately enable him to compete for a championship. And why did Giannis feel that way? Could it be because Miami smoked them in 5? Could it be because eventually Embiid is going to get some help along with Tyrese Maxey, even though James Harden wants out in the worst way? Could it be that Boston acquired Kristaps Porzingis? Yeah, they lost Marcus Smart. I ain't happy about that. He's in Memphis now. That's going to help John Morant and the crew. But they got Kristaps Porzingis. The brother is 7'3". He can shoot the 3. He can block shots. And he's joining Al Horford and Robert Williams on the front line. And Jason Tatum is 6'9". And Jaylen Brown is 6'7". And Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon ain't small brothers trying to win a tall man's contest. They got some decent size on them. I'm just looking at Boston. And I know everybody's Milwaukee. Milwaukee has catapulted itself to definitively being the one of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference and one of the top 3 teams in the NBA. Period. No way around it.
So it is finally official. Damian Lillard has been traded. He's been traded. He asked for a trade at the beginning of the offseason. I guess they took all summer to shop him around to see who wanted him, what deals they could get. And did he go to the Knicks? Did he go to the Suns? Did he go to the Heat? No, he went to fucking Milwaukee. I don't know when I said this, but I said it in a video. I said if Giannis got Stephen Curry, then the game's over. You know, at the end of the day, you got somebody that literally can go down full court, full throttle, and just get you 2 points easy. And then you got the best shooter in the world in the fucking backcourt. What could go wrong? And now he's with Damian Lillard. I was like, yeah, if Giannis ever got a player like that to play with, it's over. And that's what it's starting to look like now. Boston is still a threat, a mid threat, but a threat at the end of the day. You know, they are the second best team now in the East, was the best team in the East. If you ask me, the Heat are good, but the Heat are like, you know, they're like that bad news Bears team. It's Jimmy Butler and a whole bunch of G Leaguers and Kevin Love, you know. Nobody was expecting them to do anything, like go as far as they did last playoffs. Nobody was expecting that at all, but they pulled it off. Jimmy Butler did everything he could to get them to that finals with the Nuggets, and he just couldn't sustain. Honestly, if Jimmy was a little bit more healthier during that finals, I think it would have looked different. Now, Denver would have probably still ended up winning because Jokic is just a monster. But Jimmy Butler, a healthy Jimmy Butler, I think can compete with a Jokic who's a monster. But that's neither here nor there. They couldn't get Damian Lillard to add to that Heat team, to add to that Heat culture. And Jimmy Butler's basically putting it on blast with the NBA, like, hey, please look into the Bucks for tampering now. What is he alluding to? What is he talking about? I don't know. I can't tell you, but he's saying you didn't hear it from me, but I think it was some tampering going on, which honestly just sounds like somebody who's salty. Salty they didn't get the player that they wanted, which is fine. I'd be salty as hell too if I didn't get Damian fucking Lillard and he went to Milwaukee and I'm in Miami. Now I gotta get through them just to get to the finals and then play Jokic again? Fuck! Yeah, Jimmy Butler, get them techno shots, bro, because you're going to have a long-ass season. You might need to hit up LeBron and see who he got to fucking keep him healthy all season, because the East is going to be hell to deal with. You got Philly with Joel Embiid still, but I think that's going to collapse any second now, to be honest. James Harden's asking for a trade. Joel Embiid is just too good of a player to be dealing with the trash in Philly right now. And, you know, Tyrese Maxey's okay, but he's not good enough to beat a team like Damian Lillard and fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's just, that's not, you know, think about it. That is a power play, but it's a sneaky one, because it's like they created a super team, but they didn't. You know, nobody thinks Chris Middleton is, you know, a superstar quality player. He's an all-star, but he's not a superstar quality player, so you're not going to put him in that room. But Giannis and Damian Lillard, like, you literally got one of the best big men in the league and one of the best point guards in the league coming together. That is like Magic and Kareem coming together. I'm just being honest with you now. It's not in that capacity. It's not at that level. But when you look at the start of how that started, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was match made in heaven. I feel like Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo are going to be a fucking match made in heaven. So we'll see. But shout out to Dame. I can't wait to see how this season plays out. You got a lot of big players going on. You got fucking Warriors still. You got the Suns. You got the fucking Bucks now. The Heat are still a sleeper team. I don't know if they kept Gabe Vincent. I know they kept Caleb Martin. I think Gabe Vincent ended up leaving, so that was a big piece to their little run that they were having. So hopefully they could fill that void, and they were hoping that Damian Lillard would fill that void, but fortunately no. So we're gonna see. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Damian Lillard going to the Bucks. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.